Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I had another one of those experiences last night. And then, okay, let me back this up. Two human beings, seemingly from two opposite ends of the planet, are making this connection about the Sphinx and Asawi. And I know you took something. I know you did. There's a chamber underneath. Is it directly in front of the Sphinx? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And then, okay, so then all of it's confused by Comet ISON conversation too. Comet ISON, Comet ISON, Comet ISON. I don't know why I keep wanting to call this thing Planet of the Red Death, but that's the way I've been instinctually since I fucking started tracking what the hell it was. So I'm gonna draw maybe a better picture, because I just realized that the one I drew you can't really see. Oh, me taking notes on reporters that are just fucking losers. Anyway, so I used a technique while watching the sun last night going down that I would not recommend using because it is a way to burn your... Oh my god, that's what this is. I burnt my eyeballs again. I gotta go get some lemon juice too. So anyway, that's why my fucking head hurts so bad. I was bitching last night. I'm like, man, I don't know, this fucking headache. And I should recognize it because, yeah. Okay. But I didn't do as bad a job as I had before. So I'm looking at the sun in the way that I do because, you know, typically, you know, you tell the children, don't stare at the sun, honey. You could burn your eyeballs. You quite literally can. And I know because I've done it. This is now apparently a second time. That must be what happened last night. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle around the feature that I've been looking at using the technique that I use to look at the sun. But all of this, right, in the box is what I saw. So, Comet ISON has friends, not just a celestial being. The one in the circle, that's the shape I've been looking at for more than a year. And I see it when I look at the sun. I don't... There's a much safer way to do what I've been doing, like with sunglasses or something. I guess, I don't know, but it's because of the way... God, I feel like a telescope. I don't even know what to tell you about that. But it's because of the way I move my eyes, and I hold them in a certain position that I can actually see this stuff. Okay, so now I'm not a big fan of Coast to Coast tonight, but I know a lot of people are. And the reason why I'm not is just because I was never really interested. Does that make sense? And I'm not, well, I remember Art Bell. I mean, good Lord, that's off and on, that's how long I've kind of paid attention, but not really, right? Okay, so now George Norrie's out there, and he had this gentleman on from the 26th. Okay, and they were talking about stargazing in Edgar Casey. I didn't know that 10,000 of his predictions were missing. That seems like more than suspicious to me. a lot of people say David Wilcox looks like Edgar Casey. And I'd have to say that if you held the pictures side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's real talk. But I've been tracking this triangle shape for quite some time now. And other people that are following Comet ISON refer to it as having celestial friends. And I think it has a friend too. In fact, I think it has two friends. But I don't have a stereo telescope, and I find all of NASA's lack of helping people, and JPL, I find their behavior like most suspicious at best. Because if ISON does what it's supposed to do, it will basically wrap around the planet. And I was asked, would that be from north to south or east to west? The sagittal plane. All I can say is top to bottom. I don't know if that's north and south or east or west. Top to bottom to me, I assume for most people would indicate north to south. That it would wrap around like this. Fuck, I feel stupid now. I don't even... But the commentary, and then here comes... Okay, so there was the program with George Norrie and his conversation, and now here's Bill Donahue. He teaches... he backs his shit with science. And he uses dictionaries and other stuff to support what he's telling you about. But I've been looking at this thing since the day of the end of the good news bees, and I don't know what to tell you about this thing. It's just the way that, God, oh. It's like the crazy way I bastardize fucking search engines and pull up stuff most people don't. It's just the technique I use, and I don't know what to tell you about that. And now I feel really fucking stupid for even saying anything. But last night's sundown was filled with noctilucent clouds. There's no doubt in my mind that what I was like, I mean, like a rainbow has this set pattern and it geometrically goes like this, right? Like in an arc. Okay. But last night's sundown was this gradient. I mean, at one point, you could see all of the colors, but when I looked at the sun itself, and I gotta quit doing it. That's why I have the fucking headache. Oh my god. I gotta go get me some lemon juice and fix this shit, because that's why my fucking head hurts. I burnt my eyeballs again. God dang it. And what's really odd about that is that the sun hasn't been normally this bright. And I'd sure like to know why NASA and JPL are unwilling to follow ISON as it goes behind the sun. And yet they still want to use, what is this guy's name? Dr. Neely, something like that. They want to use all his predictive material and stuff. I've been all over the fucking internet about this Comet ISON because trying to get information from people who aren't trying to charge you for something they can't possibly tell you about, since the information seems to be on quite the blackout. Yep, but this is exactly what was happening at 8:48 p.m. last night. This is exactly what I saw as the sun was going down. I don't know what to tell you about that. That little triangle buddy has been following my... It's like... Now when I drew it in this one, I've got him tilted to the wrong angle. He needs to be tilted to the other angle. Okay, but because originally I drew him on this. Anyway, people are making these statements. How do I say this? They're looking at certain parts of the sky and they're seeing things. And this one woman, she astounded me. She said she took a look at this item, whatever the fuck it was, and said, that's home. And it was a rather matter-of-fact statement. Like, that's a loaf of bread. That's a wall. That's a dog. I mean, it's just, oh, that's home. I mean, what do you say to people like that? I mean, and knowing that we're all electrically connected, see, this is, I keep trying to use the quantum mechanics to validate and or justify even saying anything about this shit, other than the idea of something coming at the planet and its debris stream being sufficient enough to wrap around the planet means this ain't just no any old other comet. This cannot be just any old comet. I don't give a shit. And then they kept calling it a dirty snowball. That is not a motherfucking dirty snowball. I don't care what you say. This thing has partners. That it is dragging in its debris field. It has plans. Comet ISON has plans. And I don't have all the technical speak, so that's probably not very helpful. But, this is not the first time I've drawn this symbol. It's not the first time I've seen it. I just get rather excited when I see it again because I know that it's significant, but I can't tell you why. Ah, fuck! I'm gonna go check the early morning weather news because eyeballing some shit be my favorite fascination, always has been. In fact, one of my children was named after Nicholas Copernicus, so we need to be really clear about how the stars be some shit we be eyeballing for a while. That's why I used to hang out in trees, because I swore if I just climbed high enough I could touch one of them stars. Hey, the mind of a 9-year-old, what do you expect? Children will fuss for what they want till they get it, and they will try with all their might to make sure it happens. And my 9-year-old mind was convinced that if I climbed high enough in any pine tree, I could touch the stars. I think more to the point, I think the stars have touched us on more than one occasion. It's going to wrap around the planet. And that's just the debris field. And they were talking about dimensions. Now, I don't normally get into this conversation of dimensions, but I've had some conversations on the phone over the past couple of days that have me going, what the fuck? What the fuck? Right? Things are happening around people I know and love, and even they're confused by, why is this happening? I'm like, I do know how to explain that. They don't have the verbiage for that. But anyway, this gentleman that was on Coast to Coast was confirming either 11 or 22 dimensions. I don't know. They keep telling you that you only have 5 senses, and I swear that can't be accurate. That does not make sense. Because I've been here, done this, I've had this conversation before, where I've explained to you that there are 37 senses. But I don't know why I know that. Why do I know that? Why do I fucking know that? Probably because I never left the realm of a 9-year-old. I mean, it looks like a full-grown person, right? I'm sorry. It's just that children see things from a different perspective, and they see it without the governors. Does that make sense? You know, a truck can have a governor. People that want to be politically correct, quote unquote, operate with a governor. You know, a governor is something that reins you in and subdues your conversation. 9-year-old children don't have subdued conversation. They're excited and they want to tell you about it, and they don't give up till they get what they want. Fucking test me on this. Fuck, go check some 2-year-old right now. Ha! Bring them into any store. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. And that's how my mind operates when it comes to covering these subjects. And this whole ISON thing, I didn't have a name for it before. But I did burn my eyeballs again. So I gotta go get me some lemon juice. And it certainly explains the fucking headache I have. Oh my god, I should have remembered this. But I must have not done it so bad that, like I did the first time. The first time I burnt my eyeballs, oh my god. That was after the 8 days of Good News Bees and the Woody Pecker and the double rainbow, which I've never seen in my fucking life. Ever. I've never physically, but I was standing right there on the porch and I was looking at this double rainbow just, do you know what I mean? Jaw-dropping. It was fucking jaw-dropping. This is what I saw when I looked at the sun. I don't know what's... I know it's significant, but I just don't know why. And now I feel fucking completely stupid. 20 minutes of going on about a stupid... I'm not even an art. My son could draw this. I'll bet I could tell him what it looked like for real. And I'll bet he could do a much better drawing. John's got skills, baby. This kid, from his mind. Some of the most beautiful shit you've ever seen in your life. Freehand. I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna spend my day figuring out why all of a sudden, well, no, it's not all of a sudden. I haven't shut up about Comet ISON since I started hearing about it. But why is the symbol so important? Why is the shape of whatever this is? And how the fuck did it make a 90-degree turn? Nobody's ever explained that. And this is why I'm suspicious of, excuse me, NASA and, oh God, JPL. Um, that was the hiccup from hell. Why they're not producing any information? Why are we not turning one of these stereo telescopes with the recorder vision on? Why are we? Oh, excuse me. Why are we not watching this? What the fuck is that about? We need to be watching this. There's no doubt in my mind. I know that the government is doing nothing. Nobody's doing anything to prepare, except for those of us that are referred to as preppers. And preppers might have a head start. Yeah. I wonder what it's going to be like to operate with no electricity. That ought to be interesting. See, it was cool when I was a kid because I had candles, and as long as I had a candle, in my mind, as long as I had a candle, I had a meal. I know that doesn't make any sense to anybody, but you have to take it to its next furthest conclusion. If I had the candle, then I had a way to light it, and I could make a fire, and I was pretty good about trapping shit because we had figured out how to set up a box. And I'm just a fucking kid hanging out in the woods. What do I know? I wanted to live in the fucking trees. I used to dream of about these tree houses that were just like on steroids, man. It was like you never had to leave the tree. But yeah, now some people do it. Well, they do it to the point where it costs millions of dollars, and me and my brothers were just about scavenging what we could find in the neighborhood. And if that included an old shopping cart, trust me, it would be there. But we figured out how we could live in the bushes and shit. And that's why I was always in the damn bushes. Right? Because that's where the huckleberries and the blackberries and shit are. And because I was on the other side of the only farm that used to be in Seattle, oh my God, we always had fresh veggies we could pick from. I wasn't really fond of trying to actually eat the squirrels. Catching them was fun, though. Catching them and letting them go. Yeah. I'm lucky I didn't get bit. Lucky I didn't get stung either, but whatever. Fuck. I gotta go find more shit on Comet ISON because this is just making me nuts, or it will make me nuts all fucking day long. And Comet ISON has friends. She has friends. I don't know what to tell you. And then, okay, so then all of it's confused by Comet ISON conversation too. Comet ISON, Comet ISON, Comet ISON. I don't know why I keep wanting to call this thing Planet of the Red Death, but that's the way I've been instinctually since I fucking started tracking what the hell it was. So I'm gonna draw maybe a better picture because I just realized that the one I drew you can't really see. Oh, me taking notes on reporters that are just fucking losers. Anyway, so I used a technique while watching the sun last night going down that I would not recommend using because it is a way to burn your... Oh my God, that's what this is. I burnt my eyeballs again. I gotta go get some lemon juice too. So anyway, that's why my fucking head hurts so bad. I was bitching last night. I'm like, man, I don't know, this fucking headache. And I should recognize it because, yeah. Okay. But I didn't do as bad a job as I had before. So I'm looking at the sun in the way that I do because, typically, you tell... Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I had another one of those experiences last night. And then, fuck. Okay, let me back this up. Two human beings, seemingly from two opposite ends of the planet, are making this connection about the Sphinx and Asawi. And I know you took something. I know you did. There's a chamber underneath. Is it directly in front of the Sphinx? I don't know. I tell the children, don't stare at the sun, honey. You could burn your eyeballs. You quite literally can. And I know because I've done it. This is now apparently a second time. That must be what happened last night. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle around the feature that I've been looking at using the technique that I use to look at the sun. But all of this, right, in the box is what I saw. So, Comet ISON has friends, not just a celestial being. The one in the circle, that's the shape I've been looking at for more than a year, and I see it when I look at the sun. I don't. There's a much safer way to do what I've been doing, like with sunglasses or something. I guess, I don't know, but it's because of the way. God, I feel like a telescope. I don't even know what to tell you about that. But it's because of the way I move my eyes and I hold them in a certain position that I can actually see this stuff. Okay, so now I'm not a big fan of Coast to Coast, but I know a lot of people are. And the reason why I'm not is just because I was never really interested. Does that make sense? And